Hello everyone, I'm David Marks, host of Front Porch Politics Podcast. Welcome to another podcast preview. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to discuss what's in our upcoming podcast 115, which will discuss Democrat-controlled cities that have been ruined. So what I wanted to look at basically is the cities that exist in America that the Democrats have had control of for a long time and the policies they've instituted and what has become of those cities. So the three cities that we have particularly looked at are Detroit and Chicago and San Francisco. And just to give you a quick bit of information that you may not know, Detroit representative is Rashida Tlaib. Chicago, one of the worst crime rates in the country, if not the world, for over 400 people have been murdered there this year alone. And of course, San Francisco, home of the patron saint of impeachment, Nancy Pelosi. So we're going to break down why the policies have changed in these cities and what has become of these cities ever since Democrats have taken control, most of them since the late 1950s. Now, let me say this first, that I'm not blaming all Democrats, but what I am saying is the policies that these socialist Democrats are starting to push, it's not going to be good for America. It's not going to be good for you. So be sure to go to podcast.davidomarks.com and subscribe so that you can listen to our next podcast. And also be sure to check out all of our old podcasts. We even did a special Christmas podcast for all of you, our Front Porch Politics family. You can also find more information by going to davidomarks.com. Shoot me an email. I would love to hear from you. Email me at david@davidomarks.com. And for those of you who are commenting on the Facebook page, thank you so much for doing so. We really appreciate everything you're doing. Be sure to check out our next podcast. Be sure that you educate yourself because, friends, if we don't fight against socialism, if we don't fight against terrible socialist policies, we may find our country in the same shape that San Francisco's in. Literally, there's poop on the streets everywhere. Be sure you listen.